Hey everybody, it's Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is to see what this new moon in Virgo has in store for you. I'm going to give a little intro about the new moon in Virgo, but before I do that, let me go through the piles. Okay, so we have pile number 1, which is the moon, pile number 2, which is Venus, and pile number 3, which is Mars. So take a deep breath. Relax, tap into the energy. What are you feeling today? Are you feeling the moon? Are you feeling Venus? Are you feeling Mars? Okay? May feel hard to get a breath today as this new moon in Virgo is squaring Mars, making us all feel a little bit short of breath, a little bit tired, and maybe having tension, nervous headaches, anger coming up out of nowhere. Okay, with the Mars square, but mainly a lot of exhaustion, I think, for people right now in the collective. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and address some of these energies, and for those of you that would just like to skip straight to the reading, there'll be a link to the timestamps in the description box below. You're welcome to watch more than one pile. I'd be happy to have you join me for all the readings if you feel so inclined. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what this new moon in Virgo symbolizes. Okay, so this new moon in Virgo, whenever we have a new moon, the moon is in a conjunction with the sun. Okay, so happy birthday to my Virgos. We have the new moon in Virgo, so that means that the sun and the moon are both in Virgo together, side by side right now. And largely, this conjunction of the sun and moon is pretty much unaspected. However, we do have an exact square to Mars, which could be resulting in a lot of nervous tension, a lot of emotional tension, okay, headaches, dehydration, a sense of working on something and putting our energy, putting our emotions and our heart and our minds into things and feeling like it's getting nowhere. Okay, so it may feel like a little bit of a low point right now, my darlings, for this new moon in Virgo. When we have the square to Mars, sometimes it makes us more impulsive or it makes us more drained, and either one could apply when we're talking about the mutable signs. We could talk about, the fact that this could be causing people to take some impulsive actions that normally they wouldn't take. We could also say that this could be zapping people and making people really tired. Okay, and we also have the sun and moon in Virgo are making a quincunx aspect, which really isn't an aspect. It just means they're not aspecting each other at all. The sun and moon are making a quincunx contact with Jupiter right now, which just says that we're having to do a lot of work and a lot of revisions. We have a Mercury retrograde coming up. Some of you may be already feeling that. It's in, I believe it starts September 9th. Okay, so you're probably already kind of feeling that. And then we're also feeling that emotional and emotional tension going on with that moon Mars square and the sun Mars square too. And people may be emotionally volatile. They may be saying things that they don't really mean accidentally, so watch out for that. However, with that in conjunct from the moon to Jupiter and from the sun to Jupiter, we may just not be seeing any benefits for the things that we're working on. Like, we may feel that we're trying so hard and we're doing so much and we're pushing ourselves, we're pushing our bodies, we're pushing everything that we have into something, but we're not seeing a whole lot of benefit from it. Okay, and that can feel very frustrating. And so we may feel like we're working hard on something, or we're starting to work hard on something, but we're not clear on A, the steps we should take, and B, if it's going to make any difference or not. Okay, so if you're feeling these things at your job or in a relationship, take it with a grain of salt, because it is It is an expression of the times, all right? And anybody with mutable signs in your chart, that would be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, in the early degrees of those signs, you are going to feel this new moon, and you're also feeling this Mars in Gemini, okay? Mars is going to be retrograde in Gemini later, and Mars is going to be in Gemini from now, I think, until about January of next year, okay? So we're in it for the long haul with Mars in Gemini. Now, with this in conjunct to Jupiter, like I said, we're not seeing the benefits, and we're not seeing we may just have to put our faith in something right now, even if we are worried about it. Okay, so if there is something that you're working on or something that you're doing, you may be having nervous tension about it. You may be anxious about it right now with the mutable signs squaring Mars. You may be, or having aspects to Mars, you may be feeling tension, okay? And asking at this time right now to put your faith in something, even if you don't know the result of it, okay? And there is a big story happening right now with relationships. So if you feel like your relationships are a little bit stalled out right now, and you're thinking about pressing someone on that, I would wait a little bit, okay? Because we have the Venus opposition Saturn right now, which doesn't have to do with this new moon in Virgo, but nonetheless, Venus is the planet of relationships, the planet of love and beauty, and she's in an opposition with Saturn, saying we don't have time to focus on self-care right now, and maybe some of the things that we are doing for ourselves aren't the best for ourselves. We could talk about self-defeating behaviors when it comes to love, and also feeling like really, really down on ourselves, okay? And maybe not having the best of time when it comes to like our wardrobe, our looks, and the well has kind of run dry when we have Venus opposition Saturn. Maybe there's no good choices out there. Maybe you're not liking, you're dating, and you're just thinking, oh, blah, I'm meeting people that are really boring, etc., etc. Okay, but maybe not. We also have Venus square Uranus, which certainly is exciting, but it's not long lasting, all right? And if we try to push the issue, it may cause an impact there, and something may dissolve, okay? So I would be careful of jumping into anything that seems really, really exciting but doesn't have a lot of gravity to it, or isn't based in reality. We can't just go based on our hopes, right? We have to look at the facts. And that's when Venus is opposition Saturn. That's a good time to analyze something. Does this thing have legs? Can it really move forward? Okay, so some of you may be thinking about that with your relationships at this time as well. So let's go ahead and get into the piles, my darlings, and we are going to get with the program. Okay. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the moon, and today's reading is about the new moon in Virgo. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 1. I can hear the soft rain falling outside my window, and it just seems really relaxing. So maybe some of you need to relax a little bit. I talked about it in the intro, about how this new moon in Virgo is squaring Mars, which can feel very uptight and can feel very heated, and also very draining emotionally and physically when the sun and the moon are picking up a square to Mars, okay? So make sure you're taking care of yourselves out there at this time, pile number 1, and we're gonna go ahead and get into your reading today and find out what new moon in Virgo energy is coming to you, okay? So let's go ahead and do it. Spirits, okay, we have the King of Cups. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number 1, who comes here today seeking your guidance. Okay, Spirit is already showing me someone pulling down on a lever, or pushing a lever or trying to get something to push forward, okay? And I'm also getting that kind of like feeling of driving a stick shift, or that feeling when you shift gears and that goes like, makes a crunching noise, or it doesn't make a very good noise, okay? So maybe someone had a hard time learning to drive stick, or that happened to you, or maybe some of you are having a few issues with your car right now and you're like, what is that weird noise? Okay. What is that grinding of the gears? Okay. The grinding of the gears can also be, you know, a reference to things being kind of mentally exhausting. Okay. And with the King of Cups, we're seeing that we may need to take a step back from something right now, pile number one, and put it on the back burner and walk away and give ourselves some space and distance between ourselves and something that we're working on, whether you're working on a project or a hobby or your job, whatever it is, a relationship, whatever it is that you've been putting your most of your energy in right now. I think you guys in pile number one, it's time to take a step back and give yourself a mental and emotional break, okay, with this King of Cups energy. And some of you may just want to dissolve into the arms of your lover if you have one. And some of you may just want to escape into a creative hobby, okay? And some of you might have just done something very nice and lovely for another human being. So if that's you, pile number one, if you did something very nice for someone else or said something very kind to someone else, blessings on you, pile number one, times 1,000. And, you know, sometimes we can feel like everybody's looking at us and we feel like very exposed, you know, and everyone's looking at us and noticing it. But what we don't realize is most people are too absorbed in their own, you know, emotional dramas to actually really pay attention to what's going on. So therefore, it's important to pay attention to yourself and nurture yourself. Pile number one, okay? So I'm gonna get one more here and then we're gonna jump into the pile over here of cards that I pre-shuffled for you, pile number one, okay? So let's go ahead and see. Spirit, can you tell me, besides the grinding of the gears, and that could also be a bike, like somebody's bike gears are grinding, or something in a machine is not working, okay? It's kind of what I'm feeling, pile number one. Or maybe you just haven't felt like working lately, all right? And you need a break, pile number one. Here's the Page of Pentacles, okay? So, you know, I think for you guys, and the Ten of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like, you know, you guys have done the Ten of Swords before, and the Four of Wands. You've gotten your hopes up to reach for something better for yourself, only to have, you know, like your hopes crushed, okay? And I think at this point with the Page of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, King of Cups, you guys are working on doing what you can for yourself, regardless of whether other people approve of that or not. And just being proud of yourself and not seeking other people's approval is a big thing for you guys. I also feel like feeling a sense of accomplishment that you did something and you did something on your own. It's like, I did this, okay? I'm not just, you know, a lost soul swimming in a fishbowl, as Pink Floyd would say. I actually have value, I actually have worth, and my contributions are valid. And sometimes you guys may feel like people don't really notice your efforts with the Four of Wands and Ten of Swords. They don't notice how much you're trying. They don't notice, you know, how much you care, okay? But you do, pile number one. So let's go ahead. And for some of you, this may have to do with work or money, okay? And we could have earth signs here with the Page of Pentacles. I think for the new moon in Virgo, I think the Page of Pentacles is a great card, right? Because it talks about being a student of life. It talks about taking everyday steps day by day to reach your goals, and continuing to believe in yourself, and that you're not just a nobody swimming in a big ocean, okay? That you actually have value, pile number 1, okay? So let's see what else we have. I'm gonna pull all these out and then we'll talk. We have the Chariot, which is number 7, and move. We have confront, the Moon, and it is reversed, okay? So confronting and the Moon is reversed, and we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is finding balance. Talking about the gears in the car with the Chariot is very apropos. Pile number 1, because the Chariot represents how we move through this world, and the structure and the discipline and the carrying out of plans in order to move forward. And just saying, you know, I want to move forward on something I love. I feel like this is what you guys are saying. I want to move forward on something I love, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a work issue, a project, something that you care about. I want to move forward on something that I love, and I want to feel supported and protected in doing that. Is that too much to ask? I feel like you're asking right now, pile number 1, and you chose the Moon card, and you also have, you chose the Moon pile, and you have the Moon card reversed, okay? So here we would rather than confront something that's scary, because the Moon can be a very scary path to wander down, pile number 1. And sometimes we just don't feel like confronting something, or we don't feel like facing our shadow, and we don't feel like doing something on our own, okay? And we feel like, you know, we feel like we'd really like someone else's support or approval as we take that next step, okay? And with this 2 of Pentacles and finding balance, this is finding balance between, you know, like I did it myself. Like this Page of Pentacles is saying, the new moon in Virgo, yes, look at me, I did it myself, versus, you know, getting caught in someone else's fishbowl, okay? Where you feel like you can't do anything and you have no room to kind of like go anywhere, okay? And yeah, so this is interesting, pile number 1. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. We have energy, okay? The energy to move and to go and to do things and to make things happen. Also, the side of you that's very creative and mystical and mysterious with this King of Cups, okay? Some of you may have very beautiful cheekbones or very fierce cheekbones. I love that for you, pile number 1. And, you know, and I feel like you could be tired at sometimes, just wanting to sleep or wanting to dream. That could definitely be with the Moon card reversed, okay? Like I talked about in the intro right now about feeling exhausted with this, all this mutable energy, square Mars, okay? So I want the energy to get up and do things and go, but I also want to sleep and dream and learn and grow. And I'm not, right now I feel like you guys really may not want to face something that's like in the back of your mind right now, okay? Maybe a lot of you are just wanting to put your energy into the things that you know you can do right, all right? We have success here, and some of you needing to confront your shadow when it comes to success, okay? And I talked about those issues of self-worth as well in the intro to this video, because we also have a Venus opposition to Saturn right now, which is making people feel like their efforts maybe don't matter, or that they should just give up, or feel like, you know, success is so far away, like why bother, you know? And there may be some things about success and your attitude towards success and what you think it takes to succeed, okay? And some of you here, you may have various things that you're looking at. love, okay, because I can see all the signs here. All right, looks like somebody's in their bed sleeping here. Then it looks like somebody is, there's a wedding ring, there's a rose, you know, time's running out. There's so many things to do. We have a book here, so there could be studying and learning. With the cup here, there could be creativity as well, things that you want to work on, but I also have to sleep, but I also have to study, but I also have someone I love, or I want to be in love, or I want to be open to the possibility of love, and I feel like I don't have enough time. Okay, so this new moon in Virgo is asking you guys to look at your relationship to success and time. I feel like here, and some of you with the Two of Pentacles may be struggling to kind of like fit everything in. We have, I accept renewal and I delight in fresh starts. Okay, because that is the new moon. That's the energy of a new moon. And just saying, you know, in the past, if I was afraid to look at something when it came to my own feelings of worthiness as it has to do with success, or maybe lacking faith in myself, okay, and I'm speaking from your point, pile number one, from your viewpoint. And I think now it's like, okay, I finally, with this Chariot card and energy and this Page of Pentacles, I finally feel like you guys are going to start to get some actual tangible steps to take, and you're going to come out of a dark period. All right, and some of you could have been in a dark period with this moon energy, feeling like, you know, I can't make it. I can't do it anymore. I don't know where this path is leading me. Okay, but I feel like now it says, I accept renewal and I delight in fresh starts. Okay, to clear emotionally what's been bothering you with the King of Cups, and also to really connect with your goals and what it is that you're trying to bring through. We have a harpy here, and it says you or one of your companions is kidnapped by a harpy and flown to a distant shore, okay? And the harpy looks like she has talons or eagle claws for feet, which reminds me of the devil in the tarot. The devil's sitting on a podium, okay? Baphomet's sitting on that podium and has eagle feet that is clasping on to something and won't let go. This kind of reminds me of that, okay? And this could talk about, you know, having to do something alone. Also, this could talk about how you feel like love, or you feel like a companion, or you feel like someone you care about is very far from you, or is at a distance from you right now, and that could be causing some worries or some fears, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and put that there. We have card 24, I am generous, okay? And some of you may actually have someone at a distance. It could be a water sign. I'm particularly picking up Scorpio for you guys, but you could also have a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces at a distance, or someone who acts like that. They don't have to have those signs, but just somebody who is could be wishy-washy at times. You don't feel like maybe you get a straight answer from them, and at times it feels like they're like they care for you, but it just feels like they're not letting you fully into their world, or it seems like at times you two are at a distance from each other, okay? So there may be some fears about that. And some of you may actually need to save up money for a particular move, okay? With this Chariot card and energy, some of you may need to be planning a move or saving money for something with the Page of Pentacles as well. And with the Two of Pentacles, like weighing out what you want to do there, okay? And this is card number 24, I am generous, okay? And this is coming out under you guys, the Page of Pentacles, I am generous. You have a heart of gold. Yeah, it looks like she's lifting up a gold coin there that looks like the sun. You have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships, okay? So remind yourself of that. If you have fears, some of you may feel like success or your dreams or your goals are going to get in the way of love, okay? But Spirit is saying you're a very generous person. You're skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. Some of you may fear that you're not going to be loved the way that you love others, and people will keep a distance from you, like this type of energy with this Harpy and King of Cups, okay? You are loyal to your loved ones and are able to be the nurturer. Yes, the moon, the nurturer. But some of you are sick of that, I feel like, with this moon card reversed, all right? And some of you may be putting success over that at this time, okay? You are loyal to your loved ones and are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. Pile number 1. So if you're getting down on yourself about an action you didn't take when you should have taken it, if you're getting down on yourself because you feel like you didn't do enough in a situation to kind of help someone or to make your intentions known, if you're feeling like you're not doing a very good job of balancing your life, I feel like, you are very generous, pile number 1, but also don't spread yourself too thin, okay? And you are very loyal and able, and you have a lot of great abilities, all right? But, other people need to recognize your efforts and meet you halfway. I feel pile number 1, okay? We have Leo here. So, I talked about the sun and how it looked like she was holding up a golden pentacle over her head, all right? So some of you may have Leo in your chart. We just finished Leo season. Maybe some of you had a birthday. Also, I feel like some of you could have had something that was very hard that happened during Leo season. All right, or you could have seen something kind of go up in flames during Leo season, or you're like, I knew something was going to happen, and then it did happen, okay? And, but I also feel like you guys have power, the Leo energy is the sun, and it is the ruler of it's why we exist, right? And I feel like if we didn't have the sun, none of us would be able to exist, all right? The sun is the life force. So I feel like this is also talking about your life force and getting your energy back and getting you moving and putting that fire under you again here, pile number 1, all right? But also, like, in a way that really, really recognizes you for the champion that you are, is what I feel, pile number 1, okay? We have good luck here. So some of you may have said goodbye to someone during Leo season, or some of you may have said goodbye to a Leo, or maybe you're a Leo that said goodbye to someone, possibly a water sign, okay? But, it's like if you think you're hot shit and you think you can do this on your own, then good luck, okay? All right, and I feel like somebody not appreciating your efforts, or they always have something to say, okay? And some of you may have had that situation at work where somebody was making you feel belittled or making you feel small or just harping on you, and not letting you have a moment of peace, okay? Even though you're working so hard, pile number 1. All right, so I feel like some of you are really getting an ego at this point with this Leo energy, and you're telling this person, if you think you're the king of this jungle, I am the queen bee of this jungle. This cat is saying, look at her eyes are like piercing green, and she's like, if you think you're the king, watch me, okay? So I feel like a lot of you are just saying, don't F with me, all right? Good luck. And you are very generous, but I also feel like some of you may be needing to confront some times where you've given too much or you've done it at the detriment of your own self, okay? So some of you really, like I said, getting an ego, growing an ego. I used to tell a person I was friends with, you know, like some people just need to go down to the street corner and buy an ego, you know, pick one up, buy one, get one, whatever you want to do, go pick up an ego, you know? And it's so funny because like spirituality teaches like non-attachment and no ego, which I think is very, you know, which I think is okay. But if you look at the universe, I mean, it's all right because the moon represents where we have no ego. The moon represents where everything is blended, okay? The moon represents the primordial chaos from which we all came from, whereas the sun is more of an individualistic energy, but the sun is important. We can't, you know, we can't have the moon without the sun and we can't have the sun without the moon. They go together, but I feel like some of you are needing to, like, you know, really shine and be an individual and be strong within yourself. And if somebody is refusing to, you know, give you what you're worth, if somebody is holding back the resources from you, if you're having to do all the work while the other person just stands on and watches, whether that's at work or in a relationship, I feel like your guys' fire is returning to you. And it's like, yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. If you think you're the center of the universe, good luck with that, okay? And so there could be that going on. But I also just feel like when it comes to you guys shining and being your best, it's really your turn, pile number one, okay? We have Jupiter returns and benefits, okay? So here I see where you finally decided to bring some balance into your life and make a move on something, whether it's money, whether it's a relationship, a work situation, whether you're saying goodbye to something, goodbye and good luck. You know, this cat's very sassy, like goodbye, fuck you, you know what I mean? But I mean, I think by giving up the ghost, I feel like you guys, it actually clarifies something for you and puts you in a stronger position with this success card, all right? And some of you are due to have, like, I mean, the moon card's reversed, so we're saying the confusion is gone. The confusion is, you know, dissipating, and now we're seeing a path forward, okay? And I actually think something that you thought was gonna be really scary or something that was really gonna mess you up actually has turned into a success. And for some of you, it could have been an emotional disappointment about love, okay? So some of you could have had an emotional disappointment in love, but for whatever reason, it's bringing you material success, okay? Or it's bringing you benefits, Jupiter, it's bringing you money, it's bringing you promotions, it's bringing you recognition, it's bringing, you know, good things into your life. It's bringing a new house. It's bringing new savings or investments, you know, like it's bringing something into your life, okay? And I feel like by abandoning a path that was kind of going nowhere, that was just sapping your energy, okay? I feel like, you know, and there could have been some fear about letting something go because it felt very comfortable to you. But at the same time, I think by letting go of a path that had become like overwhelmingly nebulous, pile number one, you're reaping the benefits of coming down to earth with this Two of Pentacles and paying attention to other areas of your life, such as success, study, goals, self-improvement, working on your physical health, whatever that means for you, pile number one. I feel like, you know, you guys with this new moon, you are accepting renewal and you are delighting in fresh starts, pile number one, okay? And if you had something that was scary to let go of, or you had something where you had to just abandon the path entirely because it was going nowhere and you were worried about it, I feel like you come out on top. pile number 1, which is always welcome news, because we want to know if we sacrifice something that, you know, we made the right choice, if we let go of something or we sacrifice something and finally just make a decision and make a movement on something. Okay. And I feel like you guys having the energy here to kind of say, I know who I am. Do you know who I am? If you don't know who I am, I don't care what you have to say to me or what your thoughts are, get lost. Okay. So I feel that is also happening. And I feel like when that does, you guys are going to have more time on your hands. You're going to be sleeping easier. You're going to have time for love. You're going to find balance in your life. Okay. So thank you so much, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed that new moon in Virgo reading. I send you guys much love and much peace for the upcoming Virgo season. Take care, pile number 1. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. I'm just having a drink of this sparkling mineral water. Anyway, it's really good. I'm trying to drink some of that. Let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose Venus, and today's reading is called New Moon in Virgo. What are your messages for this new moon in Virgo? Pile number 2, I started off the reading talking about the general meanings of this new moon and some of its themes surrounding it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get into your reading, and let's go ahead and do it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to my Venus pile here. Okay. Okay, I feel like somebody is putting fruit in their breakfast cereal, or maybe you've been doing that recently because you're like, I gotta eat healthy. I just got the image of somebody like putting oranges or something in cereal, which is very weird. I don't know anybody who does that. Maybe you guys know someone who does that, but Spirit's talking to me about that. Maybe some of you are trying to try new combinations, or you're having some fruit in your cereal if you have cereal anyway. Okay, but anyway, pile number 2. If you've had a little bit of a sweet tooth, but you're trying to be healthy, you picked the right pile. You got the Venus pile. All right, pile number 2. Let's see, anything else that Spirit would like to show me? Okay, I just heard something about magnetic earrings, or earrings that were a magnet or something like that. Or maybe it's like 2 earrings getting stuck together. And it's like, okay, I have to untangle these things, or how do these things get stuck together like that? Or maybe you guys have necklaces that are getting very like stuck together. Okay. Or you know how you get those like little knots in necklaces sometimes, and then you have to figure out how to get them. All right, it's very interesting. Okay, Spirit's showing me like someone working at a jewelry store, or maybe you know someone that does, or has done jewelry repair. Maybe some of you had a relative that did that, or maybe you yourself had to repair some jewelry, okay? But let's go ahead and see. We have Justice here, so talking about very like detailed, very specific, and very dutiful, specific work. I'm also getting the word like varied, okay? You and your varied interests, pile number 2, all right? But no matter what it is that you do, you're very thoughtful. I feel like pile number 2, okay? And I'm seeing somebody here who could have, and maybe you had when you were younger, or maybe you have someone who knows someone who has one now, but I'm seeing somebody who had like a pet gecko or a pet lizard, or maybe you saw one recently, okay? Like a pet gecko or lizard. I'm seeing that too, okay? Pile number 2. Justice, of course, is Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, and You know, justice also has to do with like fair communication and doing what's right, okay? And a lot of people may come to you for advice right now, pile number 2, because you are very good at, you know, being an unbiased person. And you actually can see in this picture, her sword, in this card, her sword is actually down and kind of like melted into her hand. And she's actually presenting the scales more here. So I feel like it's more like you encouraging people to be kind to one another, or people coming to you for advice because you're a very good listener. People coming to, you know, for those of you that are a parent and you've got, you know, a child with another parent, maybe the kids are coming to you. Maybe your kids are fighting and you're having to, you know, be really patient and kind of, or you're at work and you're needing to settle disputes. Okay, but I am seeing that energy here, and it feels very, and we also, interestingly, Mercury just went into Libra. Mercury is at 1 degree Libra right now, astrology wise, and Mercury is going to be going retrograde in Libra on September 9th. Okay, so for those of you that have heavy Libra, Aries in your chart, you're going to feel the retrograde. Also, if you have planets in Cancer or Capricorn, in the earliest degrees of Libra. Okay, so, you know, like the first 10 to 12 degrees in Libra. So, you know, you're going to feel this, and it's important to like cooler heads prevail. Okay. And it's interesting because Mercury right now is in a trine with that troublesome Mars in Gemini, okay? So people may be having problems, they may be getting mad, and you may be need to be the one to keep people in check and keep people cool, calm, and collected, okay? Here's the 10 of Cups, okay? So that's really nice because I feel like things are chill, pile number 2. If everyone minds their P's and Q's and everybody is, you know, and maybe some of you have decided that taking a certain tactic with someone, because justice also has to do with the goddess Athena, you know, and it has to do with strategy. So you've decided like a certain strategy with people is no longer something you want to take a different strategy. They always say, you know, you attract more flies with honey than vinegar. You guys probably know that saying, but maybe you haven't heard it before. You can see a family here on the 10 of Cups. You can see a child. I was talking about earlier about a child or a family and what you guys were doing there. Okay. But some of you could be making some decisions about a family related issue that's actually going to make you happy, or is actually going to, you're finally going to decide something and think about it with a clear head and take action on it, because we have Mercury picking up this trine from Mars. Okay. So I feel like, you know, and the 10 of Cups is a Mars card. It's Mars and Pisces. So we're considering the needs of everyone. And I'm feeling very analytical in your pile number 2. So I know, like, you guys, I mean, I feel like coming up, you guys are going to be very smart and cool-headed, and you're going to be making decisions that at the end of the day, you're going to be like, oh, cool, I'm glad I decided that. Okay. So maybe it doesn't feel that way exactly right now, but I feel like this Virgo Libra season is going to, yield you guys some good results here. Some of you may be having like a celebration as well, or taking some time away, or doing a bit of travel. Okay. And I'm picking up like Ireland, New Zealand, the UK. All right. Places with a lot of greenery, that seem like very happy for you. Okay. So let's see what else here. We have balance and temperance, and it's reversed. Okay. So people not being on the same page, you know, I think things are going to get better. Pile number 2. If things have, you and a person, normally you get along with them really well and it's really chill, but for a while it wasn't really feeling that way. There was maybe some disagreements. You can see a couple here. Actually, we have the Seven of Cups reversed, daydreams and decisions, okay? And yeah, so it's like I feel some of you, okay, let's get the next card here. We have the third eye, okay. I'm like, that's what's confusing me. So, you know, some of you guys, I feel like, haven't been, for those of you that do intuitive, I'm just going to say this really quick. For those of you that do intuitive work, you may have felt kind of off lately, or you may have felt out of balance, okay? But I think things are going to get better, and I think you're going to come back stronger than ever, okay? And with the third eye is also where like we process information, and where we make decisions and where we receive clarity. Okay. And, you know, I feel like you guys were like I feel some of you were compromising with someone else, and just to maybe keep the peace or to keep things on track. Okay. But I feel like with justice here, it's time to do something, time to make a decision that at the end of the day is going to be best for everyone and be fair for everyone, okay? So some of you may have been being agreeable just because it was easier, but I think it messed up your third eye, right? Because when we kind of like lie to ourselves, or we kind of get into a dichotomy that doesn't really make sense, it's like everything becomes more confusing. And with the Seven of Cups reversed, I feel like you guys are coming out of that confusion. You're coming out of that cognitive dissonance is what I'm also getting here too, okay? And you know, it's so funny because the Seven of Cups is a 7 and the Temperance is 14, and 7 times 2 is 14. So to me, it seems like holding back on making a decision because you had because you had some ideas of how you thought it was supposed to be or was supposed to look. You were holding back on a few things, and possibly that was cramping up your third eye. Like that's what I'm getting, pile number 2. Like it was basically not allowing you to function at your top-notch form, okay? So I feel like a lot of you are correcting that and deciding like, okay, I'm not going to keep, I'm not going to keep agreeing with someone just so they're happy. I'm not going to keep putting my dreams and my decisions on the back burner. I'm going to get real clear about what it is that I want and where I stand on something, okay? We have here confidence. Yeah. So maybe with Temperance reversed here, Temperance has to do with like skill and training and learning, okay? So some of you may feel like you weren't ready with daydreams and decisions. You weren't ready to go after what you wanted, okay? And it could be because you're just seeing yourself in a negative light, okay? But here we can talk about finally finding the confidence to stop like pussyfooting around. You know what I'm saying? Pile number 2. We have illumination, okay? Finally starting to see how your indecision or your vagueness has affected your confidence and your ability to make choices and make decisions, okay? And I feel like something on this new moon in Virgo, something is illuminated. You're finally making a decision on it, and you're very confident about the decision. And some of you may have received some information from your third eye, or you may have received some information from your guides, or actually from a reading itself that made you just make you go, okay, I know what I need to do now. We have here, I seek truth and I act upon my realizations. Absolutely. Okay. And Temperance reverse can be where we've buried ourselves in falsehood in order to cater, to mediocrity or cater to other people, or we just haven't felt comfortable and confident enough to make the decision to put it out there, okay? With Justice and the Ten of Cups, I also kind of feel like somebody like making the decision maybe to say, I love you, or making a decision to say something like that. So for those of you that are actually in harmonious connections where people were being kind of timid about things, I kind of feel like things are going to be better, okay? And you may have thought, oh, this person doesn't really like see me that way, or I don't really know what I want. They don't know what they want, etc., etc. I feel like coming out of the dark, out of that, okay? Like realizing things, realizing the truth about things is giving you guys more confidence to make decisions, okay? I seek truth and I act upon my realizations. My third eye is clear. This house is clear, pile number 2, okay? We have here the key. Wow, pile number 2. Look at this Justice. Oh my God, I love that. Gain a rare magic weapon with which you are proficient at using. You choose the weapon. Right? You choose. Is it the weapon, or is it the sword, or is it the scales? I feel like you're choosing the scales. Okay? And it's the key to everything, I feel like, and is like not doing things impulsively with the sword, and not cutting yourself down or cutting other people, that type of thing. I feel like you guys found the key to something, and it is love, and it is grace, and it is dignity. And and when you find the key to something and you finally realize something and you get super clear on it, it finally illuminates everything, and all of a sudden you're not stuck, you're not stuck pussyfooting around, and you can actually act upon your realizations, okay? And some of you, it looks like he is giving her a key. So for some of you, someone with the Ten of Cups here could be telling you, hey, I'm digging you, or hey, here's the key to my kingdom, or here, I trust you. I feel like people are saying, hey, I trust pile number 2. Hey, pile number 2 has their head on straight. Hey, pile number 2 is, sexy, radiant, and beautiful. Go on with your bad self. Pile number 2, here's the key, okay? And your magic weapon is love and confidence and acting on the truths that you see, okay? And not being timid and indecisive and back and forth and, woulda, coulda, shoulda, all that kind of stuff, okay? I also feel like someone's becoming more decisive towards you, and you're like, oh my God, wow, cool, thanks, and it's like, yay, pile number 2. We have 10 here, number 10. I am ingenious. You have great leadership skills. Yeah, Justice, very fair and balanced, all right? You have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp, Justice, okay? Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up, 10 of Cups, dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details. Then direct others on how to carry things out. Yeah, people coming to you for your advice, people coming to you for the way that you see things, for the way that you view things, people trusting you, people giving you the keys to the kingdom, okay? And a key is also like a sign of wisdom, because like in games, when you get a key, you don't get the key until you've earned it. You know what I mean? You don't get the key until you unlock something else, and then you move on and get a different key, right? So, and then you can unlock more doors. So I feel like it's this type of thing happening for you guys right now. And I feel like Libra season could be very good for you guys, okay? Even there's all these retrogrades going on or whatever, I feel like you guys are going to be the ones to make the choices, and people are trusting you. Yay, pile number 2. We are Venus, pile number 2. Look at you, okay? And for my women watching this pile, I love the pink there. And I just have to say, girl power, pile number 2, okay? And, women get it done, pile number 2. And if you're a guy watching this, hey, jump in on the party and find yourself, a cool Venus person to hang out with. Because, yeah, I mean, your Venus energy is really making a difference in your environment. And you know what I'm also seeing here is I'm seeing an ultrasound and I'm seeing a baby. Okay, so somebody here could be wanting a baby or having a baby or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing I'm seeing a banana here too, or like a banana boat or something like that. And I see someone like making something that smells really good and pulling it out of the oven. And maybe it has bananas in it or something. Could be like a banana bread or a pie or something, but it's like, wow, Pile number 2, are you just like everything or what? Like, do you make amazing decisions? People trust you. You're like amazing with the people that you love and your friends or your soul tribe or your family. And you just do really nice things for people that make them feel like they belong. I mean, the goddess shines on you, pile number 2, okay? And I love that. I love that for you guys, okay? Some of you could be making a decision about fertility or about children or family. Some of you may even be, if you are with someone in a serious commitment and you're talking about kids, some of you might get the go ahead on the having of the children, okay? Anyway, pile number 2, but I'm seeing all this stuff. We have healing. Wow. So, with temperance does have to do with healing and someone who is a healer. In fact, someone who has spiritual gifts and abilities too. Some of you here may doubt yourself at times with temperance reversed, and there may be so many things that you want to do with the gifts that you have with the 7 of Cups, okay? But finally, I feel like you're seeing your third eye is pointing you towards what those things are. And some of you here are healers, all right? And it's like, oh my God, and look, there's like the lizard thing or the gecko thing, or I was seeing here too, okay? Some of you have very beautiful hands too. I'm also seeing hands that have like white, like where you can see it, the white fingernail polish, not clear, but white, okay? Some of you have very beautiful hands, and like rings and things like that look very nice on you, or jewelry looks very nice on you. And that's so funny because I was talking about jewelry and cleaning jewelry and all that at the beginning of the reading, okay? But very pretty, pile number 2, okay? And some of you, if you have a child, they may be getting some healing. Maybe you didn't know how to help them before, but something about something they were going through becomes clear to you now, and now you know what to do. I feel like as healers, you guys are gaining confidence around what it is that you're wanting to do with that. I seek truth and I act upon my realizations, okay? And Hecate herself has awarded you with the key, pile number 2. Not everyone gets the key. Do you know what I'm saying? Because not everyone's smart enough to use the key. Justice knows when to use her sword, and she knows when to use her scales. And look at that third eye. Woo, that's a massive, that's a massive thing right there on her third eye, okay? It's like your third eye isn't just your third eye, it like extends out. And I'm actually seeing an animal in there, something that's spotted, an animal, okay? I'm also seeing an animal. It could be a cat or something, but anyways, did someone have a cat with one eye, or someone that had a cat that was blind, or a cat that didn't see very well, because I am seeing that, okay? And I'm seeing the letter I here too. I'm also seeing 2 horses, for those of you that had horses back in the day or you love horses, okay? But you're very organized. Look at how everything is so organized and laid out behind her, all right? And your work speaks for yourself, pile number 2, okay? Not everybody gets the key. Not everyone's trusted with that. Believe me, pile number 2, it's just not a thing. People don't always get it. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 2? I feel like you're a person that's gonna be getting it. Ingenious ideas about how to bring more love and beauty and healing to the world, okay? We have the 5th house of creativity. Hey now, pile number 2. So for those of you who are artists, also Venus has to do with art and artists and art and beauty, and people who work in the beauty industry, people who are any form of an artist, okay? And of course, Venus rejoices in the 5th house. For those of you that know classical traditional astrology, Venus rejoices in the 5th house, which means she loves to be there. That's her spot, baby. And with the confidence and the illumination and the 5th house, it's like, oh, I finally have an idea. I finally know what I want to do here. I'm finally getting clear on things, and I'm ready to get excited about something, okay? So some of you could be having ideas for a creative project, or also Venus talking about, like, the 5th house is actors and actresses, any type of art, performance art, anything. It's going to be a good time for that, pile number 2, okay? If you felt stuck with Temperance reversed, or you felt shy or bashful or not confident enough to put yourself out there, I mean, you guys are good for you, pile number 2. I like to see that. And I like to see people taking action on their ideas and their creativity and feeling sexy and having their mojo, okay? And something someone says to you or does could just bring you like an idea that you're like, okay, I know what to do now, okay? So pile number 2, this new moon in Virgo is doing really good things for you. And it's bringing you out of a period where it was kind of hard to make decisions and decide certain things, okay? So I feel like, you know, the Virgo Libra period, especially the Libra period coming up for you guys, some of you may be Libras or have significant planets there, but I feel like it's going to work out nice for you, okay? Also for my air signs that are going to be having trines to this Mercury or to Mars, because both Mercury and Mars are going to be in their respective air signs for some time coming up, okay? So that's gonna be time, even though there's gonna be some retrogrades going on, that's gonna be a time to relook over things, fix things, and move things forward, is what I feel for you, pile number 2, okay? So that is very lovely energy, pile number 2, and you know, the piles are always so different. Anyway, pile number 2, I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts, or your feedback. Thank you so much, pile number 2, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay, I'm going to take a little drink of my mineral water. Sparkling mineral water. Let's go ahead. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose Mars, and today's reading is called New Moon in Virgo, What to Expect. Okay, pile number 3. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. At the beginning of the video, I talked about, you know, what this new moon is picking up energetically from other planets and what's happening in the sky, all of that. Okay, and the new moon in Virgo is picking up a square from Mars in Gemini. So you guys pick the Mars energy, pile number 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and get adjusted. Pile number 3. Maybe some of you need some type of an adjustment body-wise, or you went in to see a chiropractor, or you went in to see like a doctor or, you know, somebody recently and you got some type of adjustment, okay? Or you're like, no, Natalie, I just need an attitude adjustment. Well, that that works too, pile number 3, okay? So let's go ahead and see. All right, so Spirit just said Cinderella to me, so maybe some of you like talked about that recently, or that was your favorite you know, Disney story, princess growing up, okay? But, or maybe just feeling like Cinderella, like I gotta do everything around here, you know? I don't get a break, all right? That's definitely Mars energy. Like I gotta do everything and the expectations are high. I don't know always what to do either. Maybe some of you are getting sick of getting busy work too, or worrying about your role or what's going on, okay? Anyway, pile number 3, okay? You guys are like, where's my handsome prince to come and kiss my sleeping beauty? All right, pile number 3. So we're gonna go ahead and get into your new moon and Virgo energy. I don't know why I'm getting so many fairy tales for you, pile number 3. And okay, Spirit just showed me a racetrack. So some of you may have families that like are into car racing or sports, whatever that's called. I can't even think about it right now, but you know, whatever it is. The car, NASCAR or something like that, pile number 3. Maybe you know people that are into that, or somebody you dated loved watching that. Okay, Spirit's just showing me that. And showing me that, pile number 3. All right, and all right, Spirit's giving me the name Luke. So maybe some of you know someone with that name, or you had a friend with that name, but Spirit is just giving me that name. So let's go ahead and start your reading. Pile number, okay, I'm also getting one more thing. I'm getting somebody that has like a tattoo that has like, you know, when you have like stars, like little stars on the hand right here, or little stars on the back, like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, you know, when you have those like little star tattoos somewhere like on the back of the neck or the hand. All right, something like that. Okay, Spirit's showing me like the little stars tattoo, okay? But pile number 3, let's go ahead and find out new moon and Virgo energy. Maybe some of you were little stars, little Disney princess stars growing up. Let's go ahead. Anyway, star search or something over here, pile number 3. But anyway, let's go ahead. I think Simon Cowell's a Virgo, but anyway, pile number 3, I digress. Let's get it. See, this is the Mars energy in Gemini, like being all over the place mentally. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and find out for this Mars energy for pile number 3. Ace of Wands, a star is born, pile number 3. We have the Page of Wands. All right, okay. Sexy, hot, fun. I'm into it, pile number 3. And somebody's wondering what's going on with you, or what you got going on, or what's cooking with you, what's cooking good looking, pile number 3. And you could have a lot of fire sign energy. I mean, you are the Mars pile, so that makes sense to me, and it is about starting new things. Now, the Page of Wands may not have the greatest attention span, but when the Page of Wands wants something, that's not necessarily true, because the Page of Wands represents the fiery part of Earth. So the Page of Wands can get things done. However, with the Ace of Wands here too, the Ace of Wands could be you know, like more sporadic, or someone with a shorter attention span at times. I'm just kind of feeling that, you know, maybe somebody here is an Aries or a Gemini, like that type of action going on. You know, it's like getting real excited, like, yay. And maybe you guys get like that. Oh boy. And there's the Hermit, and it's like, go to bed, you know, like some of you as children growing up, you could have been like not wanting to, I mean, a lot of kids don't want to go to sleep, but you guys could have been ultra hyper. Some of you may have like a lot of fire in your chart or air, but like I said, Aries, Gemini, or just a lot of stuff like that, okay? But here comes, Here comes the Virgo energy. Here is the new moon in Virgo with the Hermit representing Virgo energy from a planetary perspective, okay? So that's very interesting, but I also think some of you could be like, as kids, you wanted to play a lot, or you didn't want to go to bed, or you're just, and now maybe you're like, fuck it, Natalie, I'm tired, my body's decrepit, I'm old, I'm going to bed. I can't believe I was ever like that. I wish I could get some of that energy back. Okay. Also, some of you could have had like a parent that was much older than you, okay, or would have to get up really early, and it's like, some people have kids later in life. Some of you could have been, have some distance between you and your siblings. You know what I mean, pile number 3. But what I see here is a parent that's like, go to bed, and it's like, I can't, I'm excited. Like, I just want to live life, like the Page of Wands is like, let me go, let me go, let me go. And then the Hermit's like, sit down, be quiet, listen to reason, listen to, listen to me. I have more experience than you. I have more wisdom than you. Okay. And you're like, but what? Okay. And some of you could have had like a grandparent or someone that you would ask like 1,000 questions to. Why? Okay. But anyway, pile number 3. And maybe some of you have children like that now as well. And you're like, God, I'm tired, Natalie. Okay. But anyway, anyway, let's not ever kill your spirit, pile number 3. And, also, I feel like somebody kind of like maybe trying to get a hold of you during all hours of the night and interrupting your sleep. Whether it's, a hookup or your job, or, you're trying to wake people up while they're sleeping. You could be the one like, hey, what's up? What you got cooking? And it's like 3 a.m. and the other person's like, are you friggin' kidding me? Okay. Pile number 3, what I'm seeing is some like scheduling issues, or somebody who's like a bright and early morning person, and then somebody who is a nighttime person. Okay. So you and a person, as you're getting to know each other, you may have very different temperaments. You may be up at different times of the day. I do think there's somebody here like showing sexual interest in you, pile number 3. I feel like you guys could also be showing interest. All right. But, it's like we got to schedule things, or we got to be responsible. I mean, the Hermit kind of coming in here a little bit as a buzzkill. And you know what? It's interesting. I mean, it's okay though. The Hermit reminds us like, hey, young grasshopper, like appreciate your curiosity, but take it down a notch. But anyway, it's funny because Mars in Gemini is squaring this new moon in Virgo. So you can see kind of what's going on here with these two energies, like excited, talk, right? And then the other one's like, chill, okay? And then we have the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So, I mean, there might be, and there's the Knight of Pentacles, pile number 3. Do you guys have a lot? Oh, okay. I feel like some of you were talking to, some of you could have been talking to a Taurus or a Scorpio here, okay? It could have been a water sign or an earth sign, a Taurus or a Scorpio. And here we have the Taurus and Scorpio cards right here, the Hierophant and Death, all right? But I feel like, this ended, okay? This ended, and it's time for new. Some of you could be coming off of like a breakup or something that didn't work out, okay? Because I do feel like you and this person had very opposite temperaments. Someone was like very like fun or outgoing or wanted to flirt, and the other person was just like yawn, Two of Swords, okay? So I feel like you guys are kind of like, sometimes it's a little topsy-turvy right now, pile number 3, because I feel like, there could have been someone that you did have more of a long-term thing with, and you two tried to be together, but it's like, where do I go from here? What do I do now? And there's like, here's the King of Pentacles and the Tower. Okay, so some of you just really could have been on a bender, or maybe you dated a lot, or you've had, I mean, we've all had relationships, no judgment, pile number 3, or hookups or judgment, you know, no judgments. We've all had relationships or hookups or whatever, okay? So I hope someone wasn't judging you, okay? That's what nobody should be judging you, all right? Because if you're excited, you're excited. I mean, I do see the need here maybe to have a little more tact. Someone needs to have a little bit more tact or a little bit more discipline about something, okay? Or needs to learn a little bit more before they proceed, or needs a teacher, okay? So pile number 3, let's go ahead and see what the dealio is here, and we're gonna get more info. And Spirit's also giving me, like Spirit's saying something like Tony's Pizza, or an Italian restaurant with that name in it, or Tony's something with the name in it, or maybe even something Italian, pile number 3, okay? So Spirit just gave me that. But anyway, let's see. We have we have strength, and that is control. I'm losing control. Right? Control is reversed. I'm losing control. You know, it's like, I want to talk to you all the time. I want to make out with your face. I want to, like, you know, this can feel like maybe where we feel like we're losing control, like we're really, really excited about something, but we're telling ourselves, hey, chill, you know, like, don't come off like a weirdo, or, you know, but the strength card is where, like, we also, you know, we're not rude and mean, but we're also not out of control giving everyone what they want. You know, there's like a balance between there, but we can see with strength reversed, it's like, I can't control it. You know, I want this person. Maybe it's even an inappropriate relationship. Okay. Like it could be student teacher or something like that too. But it's like, I can't control myself. I'm trying to holler at you. But anyway, all right. Also somebody that maybe hasn't gotten it on for a while. And then we see this interest coming in here, and it feels like something is out of control. And it's like, whoa, you know? But anyway, pile number 3, let's see what else we have. We have share the love, 3 of cups reversed, okay? You know, and sometimes, like, if we're really excited about something and we really want to get to know someone, like, there's nothing wrong with that, pile number 3. For those of you that are excited and want to get to know someone, and someone's being kind of like cold or just not really like feeling up to things, and it could make you feel kind of like out of control, or that you're not necessarily being yourself the way you want to be, and because this other person isn't really sharing the love, okay? They're not really, like, you know, responding to your attempts to get to know them, or to spend time, or to have fun with them, okay? And you may feel like somebody thinks that, like, you're out of control, or that they have a bad opinion of you, okay? And for those of you that are younger, you may feel like a parent thinks that you're out of control or something, okay? As well, or maybe your parents always thought you were out of control from day one, pile number 1 or pile number 3, I don't know. But it's like, I think you just want people to love you and be excited about life with you, pile number 3, okay? But it seems people can be like rejecting. All right, we have here sadness and isolation, and it is the 3 of Swords reversed, okay? And I feel like you guys, okay, so we have the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Swords reversed. The 3 of Cups reversed. So this is like, okay, so the 3 of Cups reversed and the 3 of Swords reversed. So the 3 of Cups is reversed, is not great, but the 3 of Swords reversed is showing that things are getting better. So what is it, right? And there could be ups and downs with someone in your life right now, where it's like, wow, things are going really good. And it's like, oh shit, they're not. Wow, like, and then you attempt to reach out or make a conversation or strike something up, okay? And for some of you, maybe you're in the opposite role, where someone's trying to get to know you, but you don't want to, you're hesitant, okay? Because you've tried to share the love before, you've gotten your heart, hurt, all right? And so you're hesitant, okay? So I'm seeing this type of thing going on right now, pile number 3, and it's like somebody wanting to have love and being excited about love, but also being, because we all go into hermit mode after a period of, trying to love someone or love something and, be straightforward and show interest and share our love with someone. And some of us, when we go through that experience and it's not returned, we become a hermit. You know what I mean? We're like, I don't know. I don't really know if I really want to get out of control, strength reversed. I don't know if I want to see myself that way or get out of control that way again. So I'm just going to hold back, so I think that could be a thing here too. But this new moon in Virgo is kind of stirring up these energies, as Virgo energy may tend to stir things up for you like this in general, pile number 3, okay? We have passion here. Yeah, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, like, I'm so passionate. I'm like, wow, and really wanting to share that passion and talk to someone and be with someone, or get to know a certain person, but they're being kind of held back, okay? And no matter what, you can't really control this person, okay? And you're trying to help someone. Some of you could be trying to help someone, help them get out of a funk, but they won't really take your offer. They won't really listen, okay? We have anxiety here. Okay, so exactly what I was saying, pile number 3, all right? Somebody here is very passionate about going after something, but is holding back because of anxiety, because of in the past having lost control and found themselves like in a weakened position where they were trying to share love, affection, friendship, care, passion, romantic love, etc., with somebody who was lost, withdrawn, and not really able to share in that with you. And for some of you, the frustrating thing is some of you could have heard about this person in the future, like opening up and being willing to like date or be with someone, but they weren't when you were trying to be with them, okay? So if that happened, pile number 3, try not to make that about your self-esteem, and you know what I mean? Don't make that about your self-esteem. Sometimes in relationships and friendships, etc., it's about timing. It really, really is. And when you have someone who is so passionate with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands, and the other person with the Hermit is having anxiety and having issues and having IBS flare-ups and having skin breakouts and having, like not able to sleep at night, not, feeling anxious about certain things, feeling like if they do something, they'll get out of control again and they don't want to be hurt like that, okay? So a lot of times in Virgo energy does have a tendency to teach us about timing. Now, Mars in Gemini is going to want to figure out what's going on and make it happen like now. Like there's not a whole lot of patience with Mars in Gemini, okay? Especially when it's squaring the moon in Virgo, and it's like, let's go, like, talk to me, like, what's happening? Talk to me, goose, that type of thing, right? But, the moon in Virgo and the sun in Virgo is basically saying, I need some time to like sort out what's happening within me, okay? So this may be a time, pile number 3, when if you are super passionate about something, or you've been going back and forth between like, I do want to share my love with someone, I do want to be with someone, I do want to feel passionate again, but I don't want to deal with this crippling anxiety, okay? I want to start something, Ace of Wands, but I really don't. I want to feel that way again, Page of Wands, but I don't want to deal with, you know, PTSD around this type of thing, you know? And that's sometimes like the anxiety, you know, comes from like we kind of go within because we don't really want to have to deal with something again. You know what I'm saying, pile number 3? We have here, I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views. Yeah, so that is definitely what the Hermit is doing. The Hermit can take that wider perspective, okay? And it says Moon God Yurturyi, which means rabbit on the moon. Oh my God, I have to sneeze, pile number 3. Oh, as soon as I said it, it went away. Anyway, I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views, right? So control reverse could say, this has to go this way, or I'm going to start feeling weird about it, or I'm going to start feeling nervous about it, or it means this, you know, and getting a lot of anxiety about something, even though someone is showing interest, okay? So, and also some of you looking at when you're younger, how impulsive and passionate you were when you were younger, and just like when you like someone, it's like, God damn, I really like that person. I'm losing control. And maybe as you've gotten older, you're a little bit more choosy, or you have a little bit of anxiety about having those insane feelings of passion again, okay? So this is just saying, I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views, because the Hermit does have to do with wisdom. Okay, and if you are having anxiety about something, then and you want to feel passionate in your life, maybe that is something you guys can shine a light on or explore, or you can chat with someone qualified to chat about those things and talk about, you know, where that anxiety is coming from. Maybe some of you already know, oh yeah, this anxiety is coming from, you know, this whole thing of rejection, 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords, feeling rejected, feeling alone, like just wanting to withdraw, okay? And here we have the Destier. You gain a magical steed chosen from among the following: a bear, an elk, a stallion, a rhino, a sloth, or a wolf, okay? Some of you may resonate with wolf energy or bear energy, okay? Elk is also reminds me of the Emperor, is like very strong. Stallion is like sexy, you know what I'm saying? Sloth is like lazy. Rhino is like, you know, that Taurus Scorpio energy I was talking about, okay? So it's kind of like maybe thinking about a lot about who you choose to share your love with, and kind of how you show up. Like, what energy do you want to embody, okay? And I think that's a question that could be coming up right now. And, you know, somebody could have destroyed a situation with you, or a love. You may feel like there was a love situation that was destroyed or lost because someone was, you know, like a player or lazy or only out for themselves. You know what I mean? And that does happen. People can destroy relationships and be very selfish that way and kind of end up alone, okay? And I don't think you guys are those kinds of people, pile number 3. I really don't, okay? So choose to take a higher perspective and widen your views. We have number 14. I am practical. Okay, and that really goes back to that Virgo Hermit energy, and looking at choosing to take the higher view, choosing to take the more practical view. And if we're going back and forth between sadness and isolation, wanting something different, okay, and also with the 3 of Swords reverse, thinking every situation that I get into is going to be like this, so I might as well just like give up. Every time I just get my heart broken and I can't get out of that energy, okay? So Spirit's really saying, like, let's look at this from a higher perspective. You are very practical, okay? You are always, oh, and I love this. You are open-minded and always up to try something new. That is the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands, okay? And that passion. You are open-minded and always up to try something new. Maybe that's how you guys were before you got your heart broken. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 3? Okay, so time to get back to that, get back to that inner child spirit, okay? You are open-minded and always up to try something new. Yet you are wise enough, the Hermit, okay? Yet you are wise enough to stop and think before jumping into things. Yes, and that is something that has taken you some time here, but this is the higher perspective. You are practical, okay? You can be both open-minded and up to try new things, but also wise before jumping into things. This pragmatic approach helps ensure your time, attention, and efforts are meaningful, right? Not, I lost control and that whole thing was a waste, 3 of Swords reversed, like, yeah, it sucked and it hurt, but what was it for? I don't get it. This type of stuff, okay? So I am practical, and that's with this new moon in Virgo, because Virgo energy is very concerned with time, attention, and effort being meaningful. Like, and it's like, I don't want to waste my time. With the Hermit and the anxiety, it's like, I'm not going to live forever on this planet. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I want to get my stuff together, and I don't want to I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to be with players and time wasters. Okay. So I get it, pile number 3. I really do. And I think Spirit is just asking you, some of you may be looking at things as really black or white when it comes to like friendship or when it comes to love, okay? Because those are the 2 things I'm getting here. Is like love mostly, but then friendship is also something to think about here too, okay? But realizing that to be open-minded and always be up to things and always be passionate, but also not like wasting your time and losing control and that type of thing. Okay, pile number 3. So we have Uranus here. Some changes are a-coming. I can hear the changes blowing in the wind. And what's interesting is Mars actually is just separated from Uranus, because Mars was in a conjunction with Uranus and Taurus for quite a while. So we have Mars, Uranus right here. Okay, so some of this like combustible energy, passionate energy, Mars and Uranus can be like a flash in the pan, and it's exciting and it's breathtaking, but it's also like, whoa, what happened there? That was a real blip in the matrix, okay? But, something about this transit of Mars and Uranus, some of you may have Mars and Uranus in your chart, which Mars and Uranus is definitely passionate and may jump into things very quickly before thinking about if this is a wise investment of my time or not, okay? So but Uranus is also genius. Uranus has to do with the higher perspective, okay? And setting yourself free from, old patterns, okay? So I think that's something that's coming up. And if you guys felt some anxiety recently around your approach or the way you were dealing with this situation in the past, I just feel like, rest assured, things are changing and there's a new approach for you, okay? We have here career. Wow. So Spirit really not wanting you guys to forget about your career either, okay? And, lately, maybe some of you haven't been feeling the most passionate about your career with the Hermit and anxiety here. Like, I don't know if I want to say anything. I don't know what I want to do next. Like, think, like trying to come up with things like think, something innovative, something different, something unique. And, just feeling like maybe people aren't really like liking your ideas, or they're not thinking like, you know, they're thinking that you've been weakened here with this Strength card reversed when it comes to your career, okay? So Spirit is just wanting to draw. I don't think that's true at all. I think you guys, I mean, maybe it was for a while, but I feel like this is also changing with Uranus. Like, if something's true for you, don't let me tell you it's not true. Pile number 3, okay? But anyway, I mean, you could have definitely felt that way with this energy, all right? And like about bringing something up to someone, or asking for something, or requesting a change, or just getting tired of something, but not sure like if you change your direction, if it's going to be worth your time or effort, okay? So there may be some career things that are coming up for you right now too. And when we see this magical steed with a bear, an elk, a stallion, a rhino, a wolf, to me, those are good animals for career, you know, because the elk really reminds me of the emperor. The stallion is like, you know, confident, and the rhino is unshakable, and the wolf is, you know, strategic, and the sloth knows how to wait for the right timing, okay? And the bear is resourceful. So these are things to think about, I feel like, when it comes to your career. And maybe some of you felt like you lost your mojo with the 3 of Cups reversed, okay? And it's been sad lately, okay? Or you've just been having to, you know, maybe you haven't wanted to accept all of that. But anyway, it's better to just accept it, something, and face it than to kind of bury it. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 3? Because at the end of the day, nobody wants you to waste your time, right? So there is some practical things about your career here. Some of you may be needing to make a change, or something happened recently during the last month, during that Mars-Uranus conjunction, okay? Some of you could be coming off of a period that was very much anxiety-ridden about work, okay? We have the moon here. Wow, pile number 3. You know what's so interesting? Is the moon in Virgo is making an exact square to Mars right now during this full moon in Virgo, or this new moon in Virgo. So, you know, you're feeling these energies really strongly. Some of you may have a bunch of planets in mutable signs like Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces, okay? So if you have any signs in the early degrees, like the early degrees of any of those signs, you're feeling this energy right now. You're feeling the square or the opposition. You're feeling it, okay? Or the conjunction, for those of you that have Gemini energy, like you're feeling it, and it's strong, okay? And this could be the anxiety, because when we have moon square Mars, it can produce a feeling of anxiety. Like, is this the right time for a change or not? Like, am I too old with the Hermit and anxiety? Am I too old to take this change in my career? Should I not be thinking of this? Is this like wasting my time? Is this dumb to think about? You know, so are my emotions clouding my view with the moon and Mars? Okay. So, you know, or my ability to, you know, act rationally or make rational decisions, okay? So some of you are really dealing with this moon square Mars energy, all right? And for some of you, it may have made you kind of agitated as well with this Strength card reverse. Like, normally I feel like you guys know how to keep a good demeanor about you, but I think lately, if you've been feeling a lot of anxiety and tension, maybe you're not keeping your normal demeanor that you usually keep, okay? And, you know, it's just, sometimes it be that way. You know what I'm saying, pile number 3? Sometimes it's just that way. And I do feel like for you guys with the 3 of Cups reversed and the 3 of Swords reversed, it would probably be good for you guys to chat with someone that you trust about your thoughts. Because with the moon in Virgo and Mars in Gemini, it's like you guys have some thoughts to get out and some feelings to get out. Some hard thoughts or feelings to get out, and maybe writing writing would be very helpful, or just like speaking it out. It's 10:10 in your reading right now, pile number 3, okay? It's literally, I just looked at my clock. There it is. If you don't believe me, it's 10:10, okay? So I feel like this cycle is gonna be wrapping for you guys, but I feel some of you in pile number 3, you've been through a tough cycle, okay? And this new moon in Virgo may not like be feeling the most pleasant to you right now, pile number 3, okay? And I get that if that's the case, okay? It's like normally I'm really good and strong about what I am doing career-wise, but right now I'm a hot mess, okay? Or I'm usually, you know, okay with love or whatever, but lately I'm fumbling. I'm a hot mess, you know? It's okay to be a hot mess, pile number 3, like it's totally fine. I think that 2 things that could really help you here, well, 3 things, is chatting with someone to get the thoughts and feelings out so that you know, like, hey, I'm not being crazy, like something is weird right now. And to be practical about the choices that you're making. Don't make any rash decisions based on emotion with the Mars and Moon. Be very practical about what you're doing and pick things that are going to help you with longevity, okay? And choose to take a higher perspective and to widen your views. And I think part of that is realizing like how much you've changed and how much you've actually grown within yourself, okay? And sometimes with the Hermit, like we can't always see that growth, you know? And a lot of times people like to point out how we were in the past, or we try to berate ourselves about, you know, things we did in the past. However, I feel it's important for you guys to realize like your process and the changes that you've been through, and honor yourself for, you know, sticking with it. Okay, pile number 3. So I hope that that helps you, pile number 3, and I hope that that's empowering for you. All the piles were different tonight. I know everyone is feeling this new moon in Virgo in different ways, but I hope everybody has a beautiful new moon in Virgo, and that everyone is able to release any tension that they're feeling within and relax, okay? So thank you so much, my pile number 3s, and thank you to everyone that came here today. Blessings on your path. Take care.